Hello and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I'm Sientir. You can support me at patreon.com/Sientir. And we got ourselves a little bit of a moon left there. We're going to talk to Bobby for the Costume Brawl. This is hopefully something that people are participating in. The last bit of Halloween stuff that I haven't really done, aside from the entire underworld, which I think is a bit ridiculous to expect. So Bobby says, when Mad King Thorn shows his pumpkin face around these parts, people tend to start dressing up in costumes, perhaps to hide from the Mad Monarch. Of course, the question is, what does a hardy adventurer do after getting all dressed up? Well, go partake in the Costume Brawl, of course. No, not ball, brawl. Adventurers of all skill levels are welcome at the arena for a brawling good time. Would you like me to escort you to the Costume Brawl? I'm ready to party. Send me to the Costume Brawl. Are you sure you'd like to? Yeah. Just like separate from your party stuff. So this is a PvP thing that hopefully people are doing. Apparently I am Palawa Joko. So there are a number of different things going on here. Again, I don't know if this is actually going to work. He sends us back to our previous location to stay here for the costume fun. In the Costume Brawl, you'll be grouped with 4 randomly selected allies. Your goal is to kill the other team repeatedly and capture points around the map. Do not worry about your skills, your level, or your equipment. All is equalized within this arena. So the basic way... Oh, that's a really cool waterfall. So the basic way that this works is I'm given a pile of skills. So I have Barbed Signet, Oppressive Gaze, Vampiric Gaze, Life-Bane Strike for some reason instead of the other one. Insidious Parasite, Plague Touch, Varadis Gaze, and Blood Renewal. I guess because I'm a Necromancer, I get a bunch of Necromancer stuff. Disguise while in costume, you have a different appearance, skill bar, maximum health, and attribute distribution. Oh, interesting. So let's see if anyone else is doing this. I'm Palawa Joko in an interesting twist of events. I'm not sure what I'll do exactly if this doesn't fire. But we shall see if anyone's doing this or not. Nope. Okay. So I cannot show you Costume Brawl. I am sorry. I can show you all the different skill bars and who you can be, I guess. Because it seems that nobody's in here, which is not surprising. Not surprising at all. So, say goodbye to Arethos for a little bit. He's just going to go chill in the Imperial Isle. Him and his gigantic stack of trick-or-treat supplies. Gigantic quantities of them. And, let's go ahead and put my Witch's Brewers where I've... Actually, let's just go ahead and put them over here. Bash them over here. And I guess we can go check out the Costume Brawl on a couple of other characters, just kind of see who I become. So, like, if I hop there on my assassin, say, and I go Costume Brawling. Let's go to LA, please. Thank you. Hello, Lion's Arch. I'm not doing all of the quests again. I could do all of them on, like, another character. Like, I could do all of these. That sounds like a lot of time. I do not believe that Ghoul Terror will give me more. No, he doesn't. But, you know, here's how it goes. I was really hoping to be able to kind of show off more with the Costume Brawl, but... like, there's nothing I can do about people not doing it. So if I take this character in, I am Viku, I want to say. Viku, Niku, something like that. Good old Fox Fangs PvP edition. Fangs, Critical Strikes. Mirrored Stance is a weird choice. So yeah, it's just like, I'm equipped for doing stuff here. And, I don't know. We'll see if this does anything, shall we? But in general, what you find is, Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. No opposing party found. In general, I don't expect this to be terribly popular because I don't think there's a lot of people doing PvP in this game these days. But anyway, so there's just a bunch of different, like this is a male ranger got turned into Aiden. This is a dervish turned into General Bale, I want to say. So there's just like what sex your character is and what profession they are determine who you turn into. I've gotten, yeah, because it's a different set of things. If I go to manage templates, I should be able to go to Costume Brawl. And so we have like what were the builds from the different builds. So you can see that this one doesn't have an elite for some reason. Looks kind of like it's its own thing. But there have been different ones throughout the years for different characters. It is what it is. Yeah, I wish I had more that I could show you with this, but I really don't. So rather than dwell on it, I guess we will just say Halloween has come to a close. Hopefully you have enjoyed the Halloween special. For the rest of this episode, since I don't have a whole lot, frankly, planned in this regard, since I was planning on continuing Halloween, let's go ahead and hop on our lovely Paragon. And let's go old school here. I can put some of this stuff away. So this character has a bunch of random costumes that I basically never wear, like this one, for example. So I'm going to delete that. I can just remake it at will, so it's not a big deal. Oh, doesn't choose right now. Okay, good. I think so, but I wanted to make sure. Okay, so let's go and actually, I think I can just do this at the guild hall. Grab ourselves, like, I think it's 10 gold. Whatever, I'll leave this open. And let's go talk to the festival hat keeper over here. Let's get ourselves the pumpkin crown, the original, the OG, the first one. Please make me a new hat. Make me a pumpkin crown. The very first hat. Pumpkin crown. There we go. Let's celebrate having done Halloween with good old pumpkin crown. Furious pumpkin crown, for those that are wondering, is just smaller. It's like, yeah, I have no other way of describing than that. It's like this, but it's like slightly darker orange and smaller in size. So let's just go ahead and continue, I guess, a little bit with Winds of Change. I guess I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I need to go reconnoiter with my assassin friend down in the area down here. My gigantic pile of mesmers. I don't know. This is a strange build. I don't know what's up with this. But whatever. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Hopefully people don't have their immersion broken too much by my fabulous new head. Here we are. Do I have... No. Okay. It's good to see you again. How is the fight going on your end? It feels like struggling against a flood. The Ministry of Purity continues to gain momentum, and more people are rallying to their cause. At this rate, they just might cause another war with the Tengu. It's sad, isn't it, to see hope and fear so closely intertwined. People want a better life, but they don't want to better themselves. Instead, they will chase down anything that's held up before them as a scapegoat. The afflicted, the gangs, now the Tengu. All of this stems from Raiko. If she can be removed from power and discredited, maybe the people will see the kind of person they've been following. Maybe they'll come back to their senses. I don't know. Janai is the only other person that knows the truth of what happened with Raiko and Ashu. If Raiko has done something to Ashu, then I can use that knowledge. Maybe it will get through to him. The people will listen to Ashu, and if he stands up to her, then the people will follow him. Maybe we can stop this before it can do any more harm. The actions of today become the lessons of tomorrow. I fear to think what would happen if people follow the wrong ones. How do we get to Janai? Tracking down Janai has been difficult. He has gone into hiding ever since he apparently confronted Raiko. So there's some good news and there's some bad news. What's the good news? The good news is that I've been able to figure out where he secreted himself away to. And the bad news. So it's Ministry of Purity? Ha! The Ministry of Purity's movements suggest that they're close to figuring it out as well. The searches are getting closer. We need to get to him, and we need to get there first. Okay, is that the end of your dialogue, or... Okay, it looks like it. Time is tight. We need to get to Janai before the Ministry of Purity does. Whatever he knows, it's dangerous enough to Raiko that she has the Ministry hunting him down. If they find him first, that knowledge dies with him, and I know it's something we need. We'd better go in prepared for a fight, though. I'd like to believe that we'll make it there first, but with our luck, you know, I'm just saying. So, let's move. Finding Janai. When your eyes wander, so does your mind. Okay, Janai should be holed up in the ruins out in the Kurzik lands. At least until he feels safe enough to move on again, or the Ministry of Purity get him. Either way, not outcomes we want. We need to get him as soon as possible. Just tell me when you're ready. We should leave at once. As the Master of Whispers slowly builds up a minion army. Okay, so this is the Outram Ruins. Guardsman Janai. And a quest marker. Miku's with us. Janai, we finally found you. Stay back. Wait, Miku, is that you? Is there anyone else that could pull this look off like I do? Heh, of course it's me. It's been a long time, and a long time spent tracking you down. I've been in hiding for good reason. It's because of your family. Because of your aunt. I had heard rumors that you had survived, but I never expected... Listen, there's something you need to know. That will be quite enough. Your knowledge dies with you here, now. Kill the traitors. That's just an added bonus. Janai says, you've been followed. Quickly, fall back. I've scattered traps around. We can use them if their numbers grow too great. Once within range, I'll be able to detonate them. Okay. Janai is with us. Defeat the attacking Ministry of Purity forces. Janai has placed traps in the area that will aid you. You've underestimated me. Now you're paying the price. Whew. That was dramatic. Oh, that's a chant? Sure, yeah, defensive anthem, that makes sense. Nice to have been able to spend some time on a different character for this, though. Ministry of Purity. I mean, yeah, you set traps everywhere, but I don't need them right now, so I don't know. Like, I feel like we're doing an okay job of standing against them, so... Don't know how many there are that we need to defeat, though. Ooh, I will pick up your Sai, thank you very much. It's like, there might be useful places to go to, but then I have to get to them, if that makes sense. It has been a long recording session today, as you might be able to tell. From the info. At the bottom, about how long I've been playing. Probably. Unless I want this. Okay, I'm going to take me and my pumpkin head over this way. I've actually combined this with Grent's Regalia, the pumpkin crown, to make something that I feel looks kind of approximately like Mad King Thorn. It's like, when they come in groups of like 4, it's just not a threat, really. So let's draw them this way. It's like there's 4 of them, right? It's not a huge deal. I don't know. What's the path with this? Should I have just like stayed in that central area? I'm very confused. Very confused indeed. I think I can travel through this wet area. Or no. Just over here to kind of get where they were headed. Where's my... I'm genuinely confused. Okay, so here's a trap area? Is that what this ping is? Okay, so our party warped, but they didn't. So obviously that's no good. I feel very, very confused. Like I'm missing something. Something critical to how this is supposed to work. You know what? You know what? I'm going to take a gander through here. Sure, something like that. That'll work. That'll do. Well, I mean, I saw Ministry of Purity this way, and then I kind of ran off, and then they kind of ran off, and now they've disappeared, and now I don't know what's happening. Do I need to... Oh, there's... Okay, are they, like, patrolling the area or something? You guys are not that dangerous, though. Was this just like the last group or some nonsense? It was. That was... Okay, that was goofy. It's no longer safe here. I need to move on. This conflict is not my own. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Listen, Miku, this is something that you need to know. Raiko didn't find your brother. He didn't miraculously survive the way that she's been telling the people. He's not blessed by the gods. I was the one that found him that day. That boy was bloody and torn, barely hanging on to life. The only miracle was that he was still breathing. We treated him, and I took him to Raiko. At the time, I believed she was the last surviving relative of your family. She took the boy in, and things seemed normal at first. As time went on, however, her stories of his survival became more grandiose. Every time she told them, people listened. Their ideals wanted to listen to her message of hope. But for her, it was always about something more. As time went on, Ashu began to change. He began to believe as she did. I can only imagine what she might have done to him, how that poor child had already been broken by this world. Blessed by the gods? What a sick joke. I've never seen anyone so cursed. Do you understand now? It's a lie, all of it. She's been using Ashu to manipulate the people to further her own agenda. What frightens me the most is that I don't know where it ends. What sickens me is the knowledge that I could have prevented this, but all I can do now is run. I'm not strong enough to face this, to face her, but maybe you are. For your family's sake, for your brother's sake. I'll have to trust that you will do the right thing, because this will be the last time that we speak. I don't intend to be found again. There'll be no peace for me after what I've done. It all makes sense now. No wonder Raiko was so quick to order the Ministry of Purity to kill you. The proof of your existence is a threat to her fabrication of a miraculous survivor of the Udachi family. If people begin to doubt her, then little by little, her base of power begins to erode. The faith of the people is her most dangerous asset. See Miku for my reward. Raiko, I have no forgiveness for her. My blades acted out of vengeance once. This time, they will act out of justice. For what she has done to my people, for what she has done to my brother. I'll finish reading that once we warp back in. There's a very steep price to pay, and I intend on collecting. Oh my. That's funny that, like, I tried using the traps after we got to the very last group. Oh well. Oh, well. Somehow I missed that and got the size, but whatever. The Shenzhen tunnels. Well, we need to go talk to Miku for our reward. Well, that seems reasonable. I don't know how close we are to the end of Winds of Change. I know we're getting there. I think that Raiko had been using Ashu from the start to take advantage of a terrified child, to try and twist him into... I have no forgiveness for her. The score needs to be settled. What is your next move, then? I'm going to try and find a way that we can get at her. She's heavily under guard by the Ministry of Purity, but there must be a chance we can get close. That will be our time to move. I'll speak with Kowlin in the meantime to see how things are progressing and what I can do to help. That's a good plan. We'll fight this battle together on both fronts. With your help, I know that we can win this. I will send word to you when I've learned something. Until then, stay safe and fight well. It all makes sense now. To think that Raiko would do such a thing, I genuinely believe that I knew her as a better person. But the past always looks more inviting in the eyes of reflection, doesn't it? I know there was nothing more I could have done, but some part of me feels responsible for this. There's no use in losing myself in those thoughts. What matters now is how I move forward. Raiko is going to pay for what she has done. That much I promise. So the next step of Winds of Change was to go speak to Kowlin again. Which, if you have forgotten, is in Kaining Center, since I know we had a lot of Halloween stuff going on. Let's see. We got another one of these guard requisition orders. An Imperial Commendation. Solo quest. Ooh, what is going on here? One of my guards uncovered something alarming on a ship trying to smuggle stolen rice wine out of the Kaining docks. You're not going to believe me, but it looks like someone has sent out a help wanted ad for criminals. It calls for all able-bodied thieves, murderers, scallywags, mercenaries of ill repute, thugs, brutes, gangsters, or anyone else looking for a good fight to meet in Shadow's Passage for an offer they can't refuse. Normally, I would pass this off as far too conspicuous for it to be real and assume it was just a prank or some kid's game. But with the Ampha and Jade Brotherhood being so quiet recently, I almost wonder if it might be real. I was wondering if you might be willing to investigate this for me. My men are soldiers, not spies, and I doubt they would be able to infiltrate much of anything. I have some disguises you could use, on the off chance this is real. Oh, and I'd go alone if I were you. The less people, the less likely one of you gets recognized. Any chance to play dress up? Okay. I'm going to take a moment to clear out some of the junk in my inventory, not all of it. Here's a merchant, Natsuko. I like Kaining City. Kaining Center. It'd actually be really cool to see this place in Guild Wars 2. It's just such a spectacular area. Okay, so I need to go solo, which means I don't know what I will have access to, but Cry of Pain is definitely not the order of the day. So I'm looking in here briefly to see if like natural healing is actually a pretty reasonable choice. Go for the eyes is kind of not worth using. If I'm by myself, leadership is probably not any good. The question is, am I better off going warrior and going into tactics? That gets me things like shield stance and healing. Might be better. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is stronger if you have more stuff, but okay, to the limit is a good shout/chant. I'm gonna bring a CERN scan. Then shield stance is probably unnecessary actually with soldiers stance, so let's see. 1, 2, and I get another PvE only skill anyway. I might as well use the Venerable Ebon Vanguard Assassin. That's always a good linchpin skill if you need it. I don't even know if I'm gonna use this skill bar, if they're gonna give me one, but actually, why do I even have points in command? I don't need points in command. I can just go tactics for mastery. I mean, yeah, that doesn't do anything. And just in case somehow, well, whatever. Because I'm just using tactics and spearmint. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, I do have my skill bar. So, dastardly disguise. Your disguise will never do well. Individuals of other shitty organizations will assume you're an ally. You won't fool those you are dressed as, though. Okay. So I need to avoid the peacekeeper groups. Do I have a tactics shield by any chance? That is something I should do. I should totally get a tactics shield on this character at some point. I need to avoid the peacekeepers over there. Because this isn't a peacekeeper type bug. You, give me... Hick! Why, who are you? Be gone from here before I run you through. What are you looking at, you barnacle-covered dog? Ahoy, fellow buccaneer! This sure is an exciting mission, is it not? One more scurvy scalawag I'm going to have to share my booty with. From the looks of it, this better be as big as they claim. Aye, I be thinking the same, but rumor has it we'll be rich men after this. I can't wait to get my look at those imperial vaults. What are your plans for your share of the plunder? Okay, what, let's see. I think I hear a coin purse that needs snatching. I'm just doing this one last job, then I'm out of the business. 3 words, mate. Rum, wenches, and more rum. Aye, I only hope the Imperial Guards don't give us too much trouble. Arg. Okay, those guys aren't very conversational. Oh, some stone summit. Get out of my way, you clumsy human. You nearly stepped on me. Are you for sale, or are you just wasting my time? Stone Summit are slavers, so, yeah. Things are looking up for the Stone Summit. Don't you mean the Stone Summit is looking up to everything? Get it? Because you're short. Things will surely improve for all of us once we're successful. I need to go. Good luck with that whole slave thing. Things will surely improve for all of us once we're successful. Indeed, once the Empire falls and those pesky Ministry of Purity fools are dealt with, we will have an endless supply of fresh slave labor. There's Rise from the Phoenix and a Pep Unending Night from the Ampha, and yeah, okay. Gentlemen, ladies, I've called you all here because we all have a common problem. Says a Pep Unending Night. That problem goes by many names. The Ministry of Purity is latest along a long line... That is an awkward phraseology. Along a long line of do-gooders who are trying to upset the delicate balance between criminals and their victims. This needs to stop. The Ministry of Purity is your problem. Why should we help you? Wasn't it for us? Says Justicar Jeremy from the White Mantle. We're getting to that. We're not bad people. We're opportunistic people. Normal people see a little old lady on the side of the road. We see a coin purse with hands too frail to hold on to it. What can I say? It's a gift. So what? We're going to rob the elderly? Is it Tuesday again already? Says Hermic the Blade. Ryson continues. No, it's an example. Look, right now the Ministry of Purity thinks they have us on the run. They think our wills are broken, that our numbers are too few to be a threat. More importantly, they think the Ampha and Jade Brotherhood are clear on the other side of the city, still fighting each other. They have sent every available ministry troop halfway to the Echovold Forest, thinking they can heroically wipe out both of us at once, while we're too busy fighting each other to notice. That means they have left Kaining Center, and more importantly, the Imperial Palace, defenseless, spare a few Imperial Guards. The Ministry cannot hope to make it back before we have a firm hold on Kaining Center. Aye, and by the time they arrive, we'll have plundered every last flake of gold from the Imperial Treasury, set fire to the palace, and our sails will be but specks on the horizon. We could do that. We could act like petty thieves, ravage the townsfolk, and loot the coffers of the Empire, or what? Or we could take the Empire for ourselves. What? You're mad! How do you plan on doing that? Sure, we can get into the city, but how do you plan to hold it against the Ministry of Purity forces? Simple. Collateral. We will have their emperor, for one. I'm sure if we looked hard enough, we could find their precious minister and her brat. Plus, the very sacred, very fragile citizens of the Kaining Center are at our mercy. Oh, very scared. Plus, the very scared, very fragile citizens. If they are the heroes they claim, the great paladins of righteousness and virtue they would have us believe them to be, they would not allow harm to come to so many innocent lives. They'll be forced to lower their weapons and negotiate. and, of course, during said negotiations, we will naturally betray and murder them without a second thought. Then, with the Imperial Guards and the Ministry of Purity destroyed, Cantha will be ours, an empire for criminals, by criminals. From our harbors, terror and chaos shall set sail to the rest of Tyria, ushering a new era. The world deserves a better class of criminal, and we intend to give it to them. Who's with me? Some plan this is, eh, friend? Wait, who are you? You're not. To arms, men! We have an imposter in our midst. What? No, I'm not an imposter. I was really looking forward to all that robbing old ladies and empire of criminals and stuff. Escape the meeting. Well, that could have gone better. Well, if it isn't Carmen Angelus. Fancy meeting you here. Are you acquainted with my guests? The slice-infested sea bass sunk my ship, stole all my doubloons, and left me naked and unconscious in the middle of a swamp. This heathen betrayed my brethren, supported terrorists in our country, murdered our leader, and nearly wiped out our gods. Carmen Angelus killed our leader, slaughtered hundreds of my kin, disrupted our mining facility, and trespassed on our land. Wow, this nuisance sure gets around. Let's show Carmen Angelus just how much we appreciate their contributions to society. Kill them. Well, that ended poorly because I was very focused on, I don't know, reading dialogue. So I'll probably have to sit through that again. Yeah, not much I can do about that fact. So, yeah. Let's, do that again, except pay more attention to the whole fleeing part. Yeah. I don't know if I need to, like... Okay. Okay, so I can't leave earlier or it will blow my cover. But I'm going to need to be prepared to escape pretty quickly. So you guys all know the dialogue here. I'm going to drink some water is what I'm going to do. I guess that's kind of irrelevant then. I wasn't quite sure what this mission would bring. The problem, of course, is going to be hexes and spells and stuff, but... this will help. Make me a little bit more durable and whatnot. What dance animation do I have? Oh, Elementalist. Fascinating. Yep, that's the Elementalist dance animation. Complete with hair clipping through my torso. Yep. Complete with hair clipping through my torso. Ooh, that's a very tall text box. Needless to say, the belly dance style of the female elementalist is somewhat popular. Yeah. Okay. Anything going on here I should take care of? Not really. I need to do something with those at some point, but... what does this reward me with? 1,000 gold, some experience, more of the same, other stuff. That's pretty good. Yeah, anyway, I was talking earlier about wanting to do codex stuff. Basically, my thought is that I would do, like, some of the Zaishan bounties and Zaishan missions using strange builds because they're limited on what skills I'm have available to use. So my hope is that it'll allow me to, or kind of force me to make more interesting or different builds, and have to think about some of that build process. I'm not quite sure how all of that will look. The big thing that I have standing in front of me and finishing the program, as it were, is rating every single skill, because I want it to kind of try to balance things. Like, for example, Spear of Fury is a really great skill. Holy Spear is kind of a medium skill. Swift's Javelin is a skill like I never use. So I want to kind of rate skills a little bit of a combination of how strong I think they are and also like how common I use them. Okay, so we're beginning to have our lovely little discussion, and I'm going to need to run. Okay, time for me to leave. I'm hoping that a Ebon Vanguard Assassin will provide a lovely distraction as I get myself out of here. That seems to be going well. I don't know that this character actually qualifies... Wow. I feel like some of the timing for this may have gotten a little off at some point. Tiny. Well, it's been a really nice party, but it looks like it's time for me to hit the old dusty trail. Yes, that is how I might describe my actions. Hitting the old dusty trail. Mm-hmm. Okay, I am not anywhere at all proximate to talk to... Where are you? There you are. I don't know. This is not anything useful. Whatever, I'll tweak it later. I will tweak it between episodes, because that is when I do most of my build work. Although, for the codex stuff, I'm thinking I'll, like, show what my pool is and my build process and that sort of thing. We'll see how often I do that sort of stuff. But they are attacking the city now? By the 6! I must alert the garrison. Here, take this for supplies. Once you're ready, speak with me for orders. And so, here's what he tells us. I hope you are ready for battle. If so, speak with me and we can begin positioning our forces. I shouldn't have to stress to you that we're all that stands between our enemies and the Emperor, not to mention countless innocent civilians. We must not fall. They shall not pass! But not today, because, quite frankly, this episode is long enough with having to redo that quest. So, until next time, everyone, take care, and goodbye.